A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and I'm your host on the show this morning. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and the Speed Lane is where we talk about issues that affect our lives, our communities, and even our society at large. Now, today is Wednesday, the first day of July 2026. Can you believe we're already in the second half of 2026? It feels like just yesterday, many of us were shouting Happy New Year, writing down New Year resolutions, making visions board, and setting goals and promising ourselves that this year would be different. We are here right now. 6 months have already gone. So perhaps this is a good time to ask yourself, do you still remember those goals that you set at the beginning of the year? Have you started working towards them, and or have life and its challenges actually distracted you, or you're still pushing? If you have slowed down, remember that the year isn't over yet. We have just crossed the middle, but there is still time to at least make progress. And welcome once again to the show. And like I said, the Speed Lane is where we talk about issues that affect our lives, our communities, and even our society at large. And my name is Marysyntia Hangeior. Today we are talking about bribery. We hear the word bribery, many people immediately start thinking about politicians or big corruption cases. But bribery is much closer to our everyday lives than many of us actually realize. Sometimes it's someone expecting money before even doing the job they have already been paid to do. Sometimes it's being told, if you want this to move faster, you know what to do. Someone who has a specific job to do telling you that if you want this to move faster, then you know what to do. Sometimes it's someone refusing to attend to you until something enters their hand. And other times people even offer money first because they believe that's the only way anything would actually happen. Many people have stories about encountering situations like that on the road, in public offices, in schools, hospitals. Imagine in a hospital, maybe being required of you to maybe even drop something before the person you have brought is attended to, with urgency, some things like that. Workplaces or many other places, for some it has even become something they expect before they even leave home. So this morning on the speed lane, we are going to talk about bribery. Can you really get things done today without paying a bribe? Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you felt you had no choice, or you believe it's still possible to get things done, honestly? You can call this morning and be part of the show, and the number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. It's the speed lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And I am your host on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior. We are talking about bribery. Share with us, some of those encounters you might have had. And then there are ones that actually made you just realize, like, how is this whole system? How did it actually come this far, to the point where it now seems like, okay, nothing can actually go on without a bribe? Something that is supposed to maybe even be your right, someone is actually expecting that, okay, a bribe comes, you must put something in my hand, find something for me if you want it to go like this, and it becomes like it's actually a joke. But some persons even be serious, or maybe there are even times where someone pretends to be mean, especially for some people in school. Someone pretends to be mean and not listening, but the whole time they are just waiting for you to be able to bribe your way through. Maybe at a security entrance, they're preparing to be all uptight, like, we're not going to let you in, we're not going to. But what is the actual job that they were supposed to do in that place? And then once you have handed over the something, whatever different ways that people actually refer to that, then it becomes where they can actually let you just go in, let something just happen. So can you really get things done today without paying a bribe? One of the reasons, bribery has become such a major concern is because people say they encounter it in different areas of everyday life. Some talk about experiences in public offices where they believe files or applications move only after unofficial payments, have been made. Now, if you talk about these things, maybe one person doesn't want to actually call it a name or name it as, okay, this is what is happening, but then it actually has a name, and that is bribery. No matter how we tend to look at it, no matter how maybe some persons might even try to defend, how it works. No, that is not how it should work. So you also can call in and be part of the show. And the number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. It's the speed lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And I am your host on the show this morning. We are talking about bribery. Where have you ever even encountered that, and it just made you to believe that? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Marysyntia.
Yes, what's your name?
My name is Victor.
Okay, Victor.
Yes, calling from Reverend Father Moses Osho, Adaso University.
All right, welcome to the show, Victor.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Yes, this is an interesting topic that you brought up. In fact, I'm driving, but I'm forced to pause for a while and pick the number to make the call.
All right, thank you. You're doing the right thing.
Getting it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thank you very much. Yes, the encounters are numerous, but I will just mention one or two which are so dear to my heart still up to this moment. Yeah. Sometime 2014, 2015 precisely, I think, I applied for a transcript for my master's program, and I was asked to follow up the process. And getting to the department, the very department I graduated from, the woman who was in charge of this transcript stuff began to ask me a series of questions. Why should I allow her to go through this? This thing has been on her table a very long time. I didn't come to do anything, and as if I was the one that was supposed to pay her for the job. I already paid the money for the transcript to be produced. And ideally, in other institutions, I was not even supposed to pay for the transcript, but they compared me that it's one of the processes that I must do And she was expecting it. In fact, every office I got to, they will demand that I must pay like 2,000 naira. That is the processing fee.
Wow.
But I had already paid the money into the school account. On their part, it is their duty to do the work because the government is paying them. For them to do this, they delayed it until when I don't even know. I told them outrightly that I would not pay a dime because they are doing their job. I'm only coming to follow up to know where it has stopped so that if they have forwarded it to the appropriate place for my admission to be processed. And again, before my graduation in the university, I remember what happened to me with my supervisor, the very person that taught me that I was assigned to supervise my project.
Yes.
One of the supervisees went there with a bottle of wine to give this man. And the man collected it gladly and he thanked him. As the young man went out and some of us came after him, the man started asking me. In fact, I was the second person that brought my project file. And he asked me, are you not aware that you're supposed to bring a bottle of wine for your topic to be approved?
Oh.
Imagine that kind of a thing.
The criteria for topic to be approved, a bottle of wine.
For my topic to be approved, I must bring a bottle of wine.
Whoa.
Okay. And you know that he turned me down until I did it.
Oh.
Until today, even as I speak with you, it is still happening. It has gotten to the point that students graduate from Benue State University or now Moses Osho University without knowing the topic that they have written their project on. Because they will tell you, if you think you will write, let me see who will graduate you. You must bring the money.
Okay.
So bribery and corruption has eaten into every system in our society today. So it is so discouraging. So even the people that are ready to do the right thing are now seeing it as the right thing to be done. So that's the reason why I said let me just call and even bring up my contribution and my experiences so that if there is a way that this evil will be dealt with, let it be dealt with wholeheartedly so that our society will be transformed.
All right. Thank you
so much, Marysyntia.
All right. Thank you so much, Victor, for calling in to be part of the show this morning. It's the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And this morning on the show, we are talking about bribery. Now, you also can call in and be part of this conversation. And the number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. We are talking about bribery this morning on the Speed Lane. What has been your encounter when it comes to bribery? Something that you have experienced, or do you even think can you really even get things done today without paying a bribe? Even the right things that are already required of people who have been placed in places to actually help, do some of these things. Can even those things be done without paying a bribe today? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, what's your name?
Daniel.
And Daniel, where are you calling from?
From Nyon.
All right, welcome to the show. We are talking about bribery.
Yes.
Go on.
Okay. Let's use the bribery aspect in our own nation here. This problem is not just one that we face. Imagine you going to an office to get something, an opportunity, a lifetime opportunity that you've been hoping for. A lot of people too may be hoping on. Then when on reaching there, the people now ask you to pay a particular amount of money before they can process or give you that very opportunity, which is very wrong. It's not encouraging to even the young people, or let me use the young people in particular because they are the ones that mostly face those challenges. It's very, very discouraging to them because going to get an opportunity that will change your life and then someone making you to pay what maybe you don't have at hand. Yeah, it's very, very disheartening.
All right.
So I think we need to step up and then change the narrative.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in to be part of the show this morning. It's the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. and I'm your host on the show this morning. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior. We are talking about bribery. You also can call in and be part of the show, and the number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. We are talking about bribery this morning on the speed lane. What has been your encounter, when it comes to bribery? Because most people will actually tell you that they have experienced something like this. They have gone to a place and then something like this actually happened, something that was supposed to be someone's job, and then they are looking at you like, oh, you have not touched my hand, or you have not put your hand in your pocket. There are different ways that people even try to cover the whole thing, and then you who doesn't have something in the pocket to actually put your hand, does that mean that you don't get the same treatment, or you don't get what you actually deserve simply because others are putting hands in their pockets and then you cannot do that? So let us hear your encounter when it comes to bribery today. Something you have experienced, or maybe not even directly you, but then someone around you have seen, or just about bribery. Can you really get things done today without paying a bribe? The way you look at it, the way you look at our society, where it has actually come, can you really get things done today without paying a bribe? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. It's the speed lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and we are talking about bribery. So call in and let us hear from you. First, we heard from Victor, who shared a story about an encounter he had back in 2010 on the transcript issue, where money was requested. Everyone just thinks that when you come here, you pay this one, you pay for this one, things that do not have maybe receipts or do not have any explanation. And in that moment, there are some places that you actually go to, some offices, and then maybe you who doesn't know how to talk, because there are some persons who will stand their ground and then maybe tell you to your face, I am not giving you this. And if you notice in those situations, maybe the person in charge would actually maybe feel frustrated, but because they are scared that at the end of the day, if this person is actually as bold as they are appearing, it's possible that they take the matter even far. So you that was able to talk, then they just let you pass. And then for people who are unable to actually defend, or some persons who might not even know what is their right or what isn't their right, and they just fall vulnerable, they just fall gullible when it comes to situations like that. And we also had another experience of his when it came to project. Imagine a lecturer requesting that a bottle of wine. Okay, if someone was maybe grateful enough to bring a bottle of wine to a lecturer, that is okay, but then making it like it's a requirement, you have to bring it. Don't you know that people are doing this for you to get your topic approved, knowing fully well that that is what you have been paid to do, to take care of those students, take their topics in, supervise or even lecture, whatever it is that they are supposed to get at that point. But then you are requesting a bottle of wine, from everyone before you actually approve a topic. And he mentioned something about some people graduate and then they don't even know anything about the topic, because someone might just say, well, if I bring any kind of topic and then I submit it here, even if it doesn't make sense, or even if something like this happens, then they are not going to do anything, because at the end of the day, I gave a bottle of wine, so it's just going to be approved, and I don't have to even work, I don't have to do much for it, it's just going to be approved. And we also heard from Daniel, who spoke about, especially when it comes to people trying to get opportunities, maybe even trying to get a job. Imagine working, maybe even having all it takes to qualify, but then you go somewhere and maybe even the person at the top who is supposed to let you in is telling you that for you to enter this place, you have to drop something for the boys, you have to do this, so we can actually make your application go faster. And sometimes maybe the people who might even have that money to pay are the wrong people, and then the wrong applications are reaching the places where the people who are actually qualified are supposed to reach. So you also can still call in and be part of the show this morning, and we are talking about bribery. Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. It's the speed lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and I am your host on the show, and my name is Marysyntia Hangeior. We are talking about bribery. So call in and let us hear your experience. Now, there are people who complain about paying. Hello? There are people who complain about paying extra just to get attention or have their documents processed on time. Some job seekers believe they have been asked for money before opportunities are actually given. Others talk about situations where people expect something small before carrying out duties that they are already employed to do. I remember some time ago where a lady shared something about going to the hospital, and when she was requesting, okay, my sister has been here, for a while, and then nothing is being done. She heard like the nurse murmuring that, okay, something like this, I go come, and you didn't even drop anything, like, if you even appreciate someone and this or that, and you're expecting that they should be going with you fast. Me, all these people that are stingy, some persons actually act like it's a right. These days, when it comes to this bribery, they act like it's a right, and you who doesn't even know, okay, you can actually defend yourself like this, or you can do something like this, you just get caught up in that situation. If you don't have the money, sometimes a life can be lost simply because someone was not bribed, or something bad can happen to a person simply because the person who was in charge, who was supposed to make it go smoothly, was not bribed. So share your experience, share your encounter when it comes to bribery and society, or even in this part of the world today. Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Have you ever gone somewhere and then they were expecting, it's probably maybe even right at the security place, maybe a security man was expecting, you have to give me something before I do this for you, before I even send your message to the boss, before I even something that that this is something that should have been done without even requesting anything, before I approve a topic for your project, before I actually am able to pass you, things like that. You have to drop something, you have to pay a bribe, because no one actually calls it like a bribe. No one will just say you have to bribe me. Hello? No one says you have to bribe me for something like this to happen, because they have different ways that are referring to it, just so that it doesn't seem like, okay, this is what we are actually doing. But we actually have to start naming things exactly the way they are, because pretending that it's not bribe doesn't make it to become something different, doesn't mean that it has become okay. So you can call in and let us hear from you this morning on the speed lane. We are talking about bribe. In many cases, people don't even wait to be asked. It has become that common that people don't even wait to be asked before they actually give a bribe. In some cases, they offer money first because they believe it will save time. People are standing on a queue, and then it's supposed to go in order, and then someone comes, and then I know this person, or not even I know this person, just walks up to that security. They have said something into the ears of that person, and the next thing, they are willing to just let you go to the front of the line simply because you had something to pay. And that raises another important question. Have we become so used to bribery that some people now don't even see it as a normal part of life, rather than something that should be challenged? Because slowly it's becoming, how these people are now. We have to have something in the car, we have to have something in our pocket, because when we get to that place, how they behave. They want something from us, and we have to give them something, because we don't have time to waste, or we don't have time to follow due process. Bribery, that is what we are talking about this morning on the speed lane. So you can still call in, and the number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Let us hear your encounter, when it comes to bribery. Maybe something you have experienced, or maybe not even you, the one who experienced something directly, but then someone around you that you have seen actually it actually happened, or you became a victim, because sometimes maybe someone else was able to pay a bribe and then you couldn't pay that bribe and then you were treated unfairly. And we are also streaming live on Facebook at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi. So you can watch live on Facebook and even leave a comment. Hello?
Yes, this is Victor calling again.
All right, welcome back to the show, Victor.
Thank you, sister. The issue of bribery now has eaten so deep into the system that...
Hello? Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I'm saying the issue of bribery now has eaten into the system, into the human system, to the point that even sometimes the people that are being paid for all of these things, they will not even ask before it will be paid, because the people who are coming to interact with them or to have dealings with them have already fixed their mind that this is what is obtainable. If you don't do this, you will not get what you're looking for. And you can imagine that a lecturer who is supposed to come and attend to his student in the class will tell you that now that fuel has increased in price and the things in the market too are getting higher in price every day. You don't expect me to leave my house every day and come to school for lectures. If you want me to have these lectures, you must pay for my fuel before I come. They will even tell you the amount of money they're filling their tanks before coming to the class.
Okay.
And these are people who are paid with public funds. The government pays them, but they will still push it back to the heads of these students or children that they must pay money before they will come and do their legitimate job, which they are paid for. And another issue is the situation where money has now become the yardstick for students to pass their examinations. You know, somebody write exams and will come and tell you that I'm staying back to sort my exams. This thing is very common in our universities. It's very, very practical in most social universities, because this is where I interact with students on daily basis. And the reason why I'm even sounding this is because we have refused to speak out on all of these things, and it is eating deep into the system such that somebody graduates from the university and I cannot even say anything concerning the course that he studies and is certified.
Okay.
I remember one of my sisters sharing the experience with me where she goes to do her practicum. She is studying guidance and counseling. And the principal of the school was telling her that there's a young lady that usually works with them that's supposed to have been taking charge of their practicum, but the lady seems not to know anything about that which she studied, and she I think she's carrying 2-1 in her certificate. So you can imagine where she found her way to get that 2-1. And when I was trying to find out some things, I was made to understand that some of these persons will tell you that if you want to get an A in a course, you must pay 7,000 naira. It is not what you have written, but the money you have paid that will earn you the marks. Okay. And the people who have written would have merited good grades, they will end up getting C or E. And sometimes they will even come and tell you that if you don't come and see me, you will not even pass. And I joke, you will not pass. And it has graduated from that level of collecting money to some who are ladies. They must be forced to sleep with lecturers before they will pass their examinations. Okay. So one of the ladies sharing her experience with me of the encounter she had with one person who took one of the courses, that if she doesn't come to see him, she should forget it. She will not get anything reasonable in that course. Okay. And he even threatened her that she will even fail if she doesn't come to see him personally. This is somebody who is supposed to be on a 2-1, and because of her performance, in fact, the man was attracted to her because of the way she performed during their presentation. Oh, okay. For him to rather encourage the young lady to keep the spirit, he was now looking out for having sex with her. And threatening that if she doesn't come and submit, and he will not pass the course. Okay, so going forward, let's mind our language, because you know that it's on radio, so we understand some of the context even without going that much detail. Yes. All right. So these are the issues. The bribery and corruption is in different ways, not just monetary aspect, but in some of these things that I just mentioned now. All right. All right. So,
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Victor, for calling in to be part of the show. It's the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and I am your host on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior. We are talking about bribery. You also can call in and be part of this conversation, and the number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Call in and let us hear what you have to say. We are talking about bribery, and we heard from Victor, talking about how this bribery can even be with other forms. He talked about maybe people who have been maybe somehow put through some kind of things like, you have to do this for me just because you are trying to get a result. And he mentions that it's something that is common, especially for some persons in school, like, bring the money so you can pass this course. If you need an A, this is how much. The people that are going to get an A, this is how much you're paying. And if you just want a pass, this is how much you are paying. So the bribes are everywhere, even when it comes to money, even when it doesn't have to do with money. He says that he has even shared some of this experience. He has heard some of these experiences with other people, and then things that they actually had to go through. And imagine just like what he said, someone being noticed from passing a course, doing so well, and then instead of actually encouraging that person, supporting that person, instead looking for a way to just take something from that person, or whatever shine they have is actually left, is actually gone. Now you can still call in and be part of this conversation. Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. Is the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and we are talking about bribery. Paying a judge, a court official, or even a clerk to influence a case or delay, paying prison officers to for special treatments, paying utility workers to reconnect electricity without going through the right process, praying to even avoid persecution. Someone is held for maybe someone has committed a crime, and instead of that person to actually be caught, he has the money to bribe, and then that bad person remains in the society without punishment, praying to win even a contract, paying an invigilator to allow you to cheat during an examination or whatever, paying even market officials to overlook violations, paying security personnel to gain access even where rules don't permit. And how does that actually affect us in society? How do you think this whole bribery actually affects us? Now you can call in and tell us how you think bribery affects us, even individually, if it has affected you, and even as a society at large. And the number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. You can call in and tell us how you think bribery actually affects us. And we are also streaming live on Facebook at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makodi. So you can watch live on Facebook and even leave a comment if you have something to say. How does this whole bribery, actually affect us in the society? Because sometimes it just look like, well, it's a normal thing, but it's not a normal thing, even though people are trying, are pushing to make it actually like a normal thing, but it is not something that should become normalized. One major effect is that it creates even unfairness. Someone who follows the proper process may be left behind, while another person who pays gets quicker access or an unfair advantage. Maybe also weakens that trust, in institutions, because if one institution is known, or this particular office is known, that, well, if you just come, as long as you find this person, that their admin officer, if you find this person something, once you put your hand in your pocket, then it's done, then people don't actually trust that, and slowly the reputation of that institution, it just starts to damage, it just goes far, and then people are knowing you for something like this. It can also discourage dishonesty. Imagine doing the right thing, following every rule, only to discover that someone else simply paid their way through. Over time, people begin to ask themselves, why should I even bother being honest? Why should I even bother studying when I can just pay for an A, pay for that 2-1, pay for that first class, get it, and then come out? Who knows I had to do something like this? Who knew who knows that I actually have to maybe even go through all these processes to actually get this result. Now what matters is the result. So imagine how far that actually goes to affect. And also it can even affect those who cannot afford to pay, because at the end of the day, I'm using my head to study, I'm using whatever strength I have to work, maybe to get a promotion, but then someone was able to like find something for maybe the HR, whoever is in charge, when it comes to the promotion, and then that person is getting promoted, and then you who is actually doing the work is just left behind. And then sometimes maybe even access, another way it can even affect. Imagine letting some people come in, maybe a security personnel at a gate, letting people come in simply because they gave him a bribe, and then those people are the security is someone that is supposed to like protect that place from harm, coming from outside, but then somehow he lets people just come into the place simply because he got a bribe. Imagine what danger he has actually put the people who he is taking care of. Imagine what danger, how he has endangered their lives by letting people in simply because they paid a bribe. Hello. All right, you can still call in and be part of the show, and the number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That is 0808 427 5464. It's the Speed Lane on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and we are talking about bribery. How does bribery actually affect us, as a society? How has it affected you as a person? It affects one person, it affects two persons. Before you know it, it's the entire society, which is the stage that we are even currently on. So how does it affect us even as a society? And I was talking about even when it comes to life matters, even the lives of people, because imagine there is a vigilante who is supposed to like take care of, make sure that things are in order, and then nothing suspicious that is going to endanger people's lives is actually going on, in a particular community or an area, but then he finds something suspicious going on, or maybe he finds people are trying to steal a wire from a transformer or something like that, and then he just ignores it because they are giving him a bribe, and then tomorrow acts like he doesn't know what even happened simply because he got that bribe, and then he has to like keep quiet. So even in matters that maybe you're supposed to talk, then you end up keeping quiet. And for people who do that, imagine yourself now being in that situation where you're no longer maybe the person who is accepting the bribe, but then you become the victim. How would you feel if it turns on you like that? And more of those effects, the more it continues, the more people keep normalizing bribery, that is the more it actually happens, because other people now no longer even think that, I have to come here and do something. Is it not just to have 2,000 naira in my pocket, and the next thing I'm able to buy my way through whatever I need to do? Hello. Is it not just to have 2,000 naira in my pocket and then I'm able to buy my way through whatever I need to do? Is it not just to have this thing? Like, what is the need of actually working for it? Like, people now believe, I have to do this. And the worst part of it is that what is being compromised sometimes is bigger than the money. Like, someone just gives you, imagine something that takes a whole effort, or something that has so much impact maybe on someone's life or even an organization, and then you're taking 1,000 naira to just let something bad happen to it. You're taking a certain amount of money to just let something bad to it. That doesn't mean that if the money is bigger, then it becomes something justified. It's actually never justified. So what can we actually do? Is there a way out? Can we actually function as a society without bribe? Number for you to call is 0808 427 5464. That's 0808 427 5464. Call in if you have something to say. Tell us if you think that there is a way out and we can actually function properly as a society without taking bribe. Many people believe that tackling bribery isn't only about stricter laws, because the laws are there. It's also about changing the attitudes. It starts from one person, because if you're looking at it like, the next person is also doing, am I the first person to actually do this? That mentality is what makes the society just go into that decay more and more, because everyone is thinking, I am not the first person. Other students have been doing this. Why shouldn't I do this? Or why should I be the one to stress? Those in positions of responsibility have to carry out their duties professionally and even fairly without expecting unofficial payments. If someone chooses to appreciate you, then that is okay. However, in situations where they have not offered so for themselves, then why actually make that a requirement and then make life harder for people who might not be able to afford that? At the same time, members of the public also have a role to play. That is everyone. When I say members of the public, it actually includes everyone. It includes me, it includes you, and even your neighbors, everyone. Sometimes our desperation to save time or even avoid inconvenience, we offer money before anyone even asks, right? We offer money before anyone even asks. Hello? We offer money because before everyone even actually asks. Well, it may seem like it's the easier option. It can also keep the cycle going, because creating systems that are more transparent is what is actually going to help us going forward, reducing unnecessary delays. Instead, actually tackling those people. Like if someone is not doing their job correctly, if you know the due process, this is how we report this. You have a boss. Those people, they have a boss. They have someone that you can actually go to make sure that something is being done about that situation, instead of just agreeing to it. Because that is what happens sometimes when people find themselves just like, okay, we have to pay a bribe here, and you end up just paying it. How many more times are you going to pay? And what of the next person who might not have what it takes to actually pay and then just make their way through? The truth is, eliminating bribery completely may not happen overnight, but every step, towards honesty, accountability, and even fairness moves society in the right direction. And as we leave you this morning, think about it. Can we really build a society where people get what they deserve because it's their right, not because they pay for it? That is a question for you to actually take home. And I've been with you on the Speed Link this morning. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and we have been talking about bribery, its effects, and then what we can actually do about it. Coming up next at 10 a.m. is King James 90s Top 10 right here on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And until then, the music won't stop, so keep enjoying music of your life.
Hello, my Cootie. Asking Radio is here. Tell everyone.